welcome back to My Tech Wardrobe. My name is Caitlin, and if you're new here, I do fashion videos most of the time, so if you like that, stick around for more. Today I'm doing something a little bit different because we found a bit of a family history fashion unicorn, and that is my grandmother's wedding dress from 1958. Now you might be thinking, Caitlin, it's not unusual for families to hold on to wedding dresses from their grandmothers or great-grandmothers or even great aunts. And yes, while that is true, this is a little bit different. My grandmother's name was Dorothy, and she very unfortunately passed away when my dad was about 13. So obviously, I never got to meet her. None of my cousins ever got to meet her. She is sort of this person in the family that only my great aunts and uncles really knew. So we don't have living memory of her. And we've heard really wonderful stories of her over the years. I feel a personal connection to her because I heard that she was a really great public speaker, she was a speech writer, and she was a great writer in general. And that is something that I aspire to all the time. So I've always felt this sort of kinship with this Dorothy, who I've never met, who is my dad's mom. And I always saw photos of her in her wedding dress and my grandparents on their wedding day, and I thought, oh, that dress is so beautiful. It would have been nice if someone had thought to keep it all this time. But it's one of those things that we just assumed was completely lost to history. No one really knew what happened to it until now. So my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, reached out to our side of the family one day to say, hey, does anyone want Dorothy's wedding dress? Excuse me, what? Apparently, for the last maybe 40, 50 years, my great aunt has had my grandmother's wedding dress in her attic. And guess what? It is currently on its way here. Basically, I'm going to take over the dress. I'm not going to wear it for my own wedding because I've already purchased my wedding dress, and truthfully, I don't even know if it's gonna fit because I don't know how big or small she was. Chances are these guns aren't gonna fit in there, but you never know. I'm going to take on this dress and essentially just be the family caretaker for this dress. So if any of my cousins ever want to use it for their weddings or their partners or their kids or their kids' kids, I want to hold on to it so I can make it available for anyone in the family who wants to see it and just observe it as a historical family heirloom, or actually use it for their own wedding. So I'm going to hopefully take very good care of it over the course of my lifetime to ensure that it lives on for other lifetimes as well. Now I know a little bit of what it looks like because we have my grandparents' wedding album. We have their wedding day pictures. This dress has a very beautiful Peter Pan collar and a very full skirt. This is one of your traditional 1950s cupcake dresses, the sort of wedding topper on top of a giant cake type of wedding dress. And it's got sleeves and it is beautiful. It's got a lot of lace and it looks like it's gonna be really nice. So this video is essentially the story of me rediscovering an old family heirloom dress and taking you along with me. Here it is. This box is very light. I'm kind of wondering how small my grandma must have been because this is like, it weighs nothing. Okay, let's see. I wonder if it'll be big. I know it's full length, but. Okay. Wow. Look at this. There's some staining on the bottom, which is probably to be expected. I think it's been in an attic for a while. And on the day too, I assume that if your dress drags on the ground, it's gonna get a little dirty. I personally have not gotten married yet, so I wouldn't know. There are a lot of layers here. Okay. You know what? It has that sort of, it smells like old books, which is kind of cool. Oh, it's got beautiful sleeves. Can you see these buttons? Probably not. I should have set up a second camera. Hang on, I'm gonna set up a second camera. I'll be right back. Okay, so there's some staining on the bodice. Oh my gosh, is this confetti? It's like little tiny bits of paper. It almost looks like, you know, afterwards when you leave the church and you sort of throw the confetti or the rice in the air and it kind of gets, it looks like it got stuck. Can you see this? All along? Or maybe kids put it there, I don't know, but how could it have gotten in there? Okay, so here's the collar and the bodice. Oh my gosh. Okay, family history, I guess, does not lie, because there's a family story that Dorothy was quite small, and from what I'm seeing of the bodice here, that is true. See that? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It needs a little TLC for sure, but it's got the little Peter Pan collar from the picture. It's got the bodice. Let's see if I can, I just want to get this sort of up. I'm not saying much because I just never thought I would see this or hold it or have it in person. This is just very surreal. It doesn't feel like a real thing. It's a little bit scrunched, but I think if it were maybe steamed, like I think it would definitely have to just hang for a little while. I think it's a little bit gray in some cases. You know what? The buttons aren't even rusted actually, so that's pretty impressive. Can you see this? Like there's no rust on that whatsoever. That's pretty impressive. There's some like wear and tear, but it's not too much. I just think it's beautiful. It has that sort of, it's got a bit of a raised bodice as well, which is interesting. Like the lace starts here, but the actual bodice starts higher up. I wonder if that was just like a modesty thing or if that's just how the dress was built. It kind of looks like it was already there in the structure. But the thing that gets me is all of these colors down here. I'll do a close-up shortly, but how would they have gotten in there? Oh, I get it. Okay, so the top, the little lace, the lace is apart from the bodice, so it's essentially like a little cup almost that has compiled all this confetti in it. Well, I was expecting a dress today. I was definitely not expecting to have like actual memorabilia almost sewn into it. I have never seen that before. Anybody else who has inherited family wedding dresses or family dresses in general, let me know if you've ever seen confetti stuck into the dress. That is so cool. Someone clearly like really rained it down, I guess, for that to be stuck. I'm gonna try to unhook it a little bit and then get it on a padded hanger. Just hang up for a little while. Holy smokes though. All of these buttons. These buttons may not have been undone in like 60 years? Maybe more? Okay, she's taller than my tallest coat rack. So I can't really show you the extent of the length. I'll get another shot of it later, but look at that. Look at the beautiful collar. It's embellished with little sequins and beads. Can you see it? Is it focused? Hello. And then the bodice here. And the confetti. Can you see the confetti in the bodice? Can you see it? Look. Look at that. Am I gonna try it on? And the answer to that is I'm going to try. This has long sleeves and the shoulders are quite small. Like this bodice looks like it could fit me, but I'm very concerned about the top because I don't want anything to happen to the top. So I'm going to attempt to try it on, but if it does not go on easily, I am not going to force it. So we may or may not have footage of me actually wearing this because I want to keep it as safe and pristine as possible. So Fingers crossed. Cut to me. As predicted, the bodice actually fits just fine. And it's gorgeous. The sleeves, a little bit short, can kind of do up the buttons, but not quite. This neckline though, oh, I feel like a princess. I will try to get a full length shot of this shortly, but it's very hard to do because it's very, very long. I think this is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, I wish this fit. And I know what you're thinking. Caitlin, it looks like it fits. Well, it does not. As predicted, the shoulders are very tight. You can see the shoulder seam is like down here. It should be basically here. I'm just too buff for your average vintage dress, which is just fine. It's okay to be buff. But as you can see, we've done most of the buttons, but oh, yep. Most of the back does not fit. Now, I was able to get the neck and collar button done up, but the entire shoulder area, like if I lift my arms, you see what big of a gap that is? It's just because my biceps are too big. So if they were slimmer and I was able to kind of slide into this sleeve easier, I'd be able to do it up. But because my arms are too big for this dress, I can't do that. And that makes it difficult for me to do up the entire back of the dress, which is kind of a problem. So I was able to do the little bustle part at the back, the high neck, and that's about it. But you know what? I'm just lucky. I think that I was even able to get it on at all. I don't know, it just feels very fortunate that I'm able to kind of share this moment with Dorothy. I just feel really connected to my dad's mom because I never got to meet her and I always thought it would be nice to. So in a small way today, I think I have done that. So very happy. Today's a good day. I've got to be unbuttoned because I can't get out of this on my own. Now I see why wedding dresses have zippers now. I realized I basically just took the wedding dress off and never finished this video. So, the end. Thank you for watching. I know this is pretty niche content for people who might be interested in vintage dresses, might be interested in family history, so here you go. I really, really appreciate the members of my family who took the time to send this dress to me, and I really appreciate their sort of faith that I will keep good care of it. So if you want some more content, maybe like this or maybe not like that, consider subscribing because it might be different next time. Bye! Is this too loud? It's kind of loud.